Good morning. It is 7:11. With Connecticut's unemployment rate at a staggering 9.0, finding a job out there these days can be a real challenge. And Abby Kohut, author of Absolutely Abby's 101 Job Search Secrets, is here. She has a brand new book that you're just releasing. Now, you are a recruiter yourself.
I am.
So you have this inside information, and
Yes.
together you've put together the top 12 questions that you're always asked in a job interview, and you're exposing them. Before we get to what those questions are, so many people are out of a job right now. What's the best advice you can give them right now?
It's all about being different. It's all about doing things completely differently. It's about getting your resume around people like me. I'm in HR. And so what I do in my book is I expose things you can do to get around me. So one of the things you can do is you can actually fax your resume to the hiring manager. And I know that seems like old school.
It does seem very
It does,
old school.
right?
Not email?
No. Email people can delete really easily. But with the fax, when someone gets a fax, they go running over and they think it's the lunch menu.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so it's totally
food.
old school, but yeah, you can fax your resume, but first you have to figure out who the hiring manager is.
Yes,
And
so
you
you've got
that-
to do a little
yeah.
research. So I
Yeah.
want to jump right in, because once you get that interview, you need to expect the questions that are coming at you. So what is
Yeah.
the number one tricky question?
Probably tell me about yourself, which seems like a really basic question.
Right.
But it's the trickiest because you can go anywhere with it.
Yeah, it's broad.
Yeah.
I was born so-and-so.
Right, and so it's very broad, and there are so many reasons why recruiters actually ask the question.
What do they want to hear?
Well, they want to hear how comfortable you are with yourself. They want to hear your communication style. They want to hear your personality. But sometimes they just ask that question, believe it or not, just to stall for time, because they haven't read your resume. So they'll just ask, tell me about yourself, to get you just talking. In the meantime, they're sitting there reading your resume.
What's another question that's thrown at you? I always hear, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah, that's another one that's in my book, actually. And people hate that one because they can't figure out what to say. And really, just pick an answer that would work in that company. So if that company has directors, then pick and say, I'd love to be the director. Don't be afraid to say that you want to be the president or a vice president, or don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just use something that that company has so they know that you'll be there in 5 to 10 years.
What's a question that maybe you aren't expecting, that's a little out of the norm? Have these questions changed over the years?
You know what? They've been the same approximate questions over the years. It's just people still don't know how to answer them, and that's why I'm running around the country helping 1 million job seekers answer them.
So what's the question that really stuns people, that they just go deer in headlights?
People cannot answer the weakness question at all.
How do you answer that one? Because you have to be honest and say you have one.
You do. You have to, because we all have weaknesses, including me. And sometimes if they seem weird on the interview, I'll actually give them my weakness. And this is what I say. I say that my weakness is that I'm a procrastinator and a perfectionist. And the reason why being a perfectionist is a weakness is that it's hard to ever finish anything.
Right.
So as an employee, what I would tell my manager is, do me a favor and give me details about when you need this done by. Give me a deadline.
Right.
And if you give me a deadline, I'll actually finish it on time, despite the fact that I'm a perfectionist.
So let's say you nail those questions. How important is it to write a thank you note, a personal touch?
Oh my goodness, it's totally important. And you can send it by mail, by email, by snail mail, however you want.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
You don't have to go old school with actually writing a letter.
But please do it quickly.
Okay.
So if you're going to email, it should come really lightning fast.
The next day or the same day?
The same day or the next day. Don't wait 5 days if you're going to do it by email, because that makes us feel like you really didn't want the job in the first place. You can send it through snail mail, that's fine, but just get it out really fast.
Okay, we've all heard the old adage, don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah.
If you really want the job, shouldn't you follow up and check in?
You should follow up, but don't follow up and be a stalker. Okay, so you can follow up once, maybe twice, but not twice in a week. Follow up maybe once, maybe like a week after the interview, and then like 3 weeks after. But don't keep calling and be a stalker. That's bad.
Abby, thank you so much. I know a lot of people out there could really use this advice.
Thank you.